Hello, Jaime here from Inky and Scrappy, sharing with you today a watercolor card using Zig clean brush markers and some Bristol smooth cardstock. I am using the cheaper version of Bristol Smooth today. It's Premier by Nicole, and it works just as well as the Strathmore, but it's way cheaper. At least locally it is. I picked up that big block for $5 for 24 sheets. And of course I picked up more than one because it was amazing. So I had pre-colored all of the images the day before. I had worked on finishing up some Easter cards, or needing to finish up some Easter cards that I had started last year. I will share those two with you at the end of this video for an added little sneak peek. And all of them use the Easter before and afters from Lawn Fawn. So it's 3 cards with 1 set. And I am just matching my Zig colors with my Copic colored images in my rainbow scheme. So I had taped my piece of paper to my work surface with a piece of Post-it tape, and I'm just kind of laying out the colors where I want them so I don't go too over the top with, spreading my colors out while I'm painting to make sure I had room for everything. So I'm just going down the line. So my pink is 025 pink and 029 geranium red, 070 orange, 050 yellow, 047 May green, 042 turquoise green, 031 cobalt blue, and 084 deep violet. And I have to say, this is like a beautiful, bold rainbow color combination. I am going to have to remember to keep those colors in mind whenever I do a water brush rainbow. I am just using my glass mat for my palette today and wetting my brush and picking up my colors from there. And then as I go, I keep adding more colors as I need. I did end up heat setting it in between the layers. And then I did pick up that Post-it tape because I wanted it to be a fairly straight line at top, but not a solid straight line. So for the first layer, it really gave me a good guide. And then for the second layer, I could kind of muddy that top straight line a little bit, and that worked well. So as I'm coloring, I will say I am back to the farm single-handedly milking cows. No. Well, okay, I'm single-handed, not that I do it myself, but so I'm helping a little bit as my in-laws are gone this week on vacation. So it cuts down on my craft time, and I suppose it's only going to get worse. Once field work picks up, my craft time kind of comes to a grinding halt. I get maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day here and there. So if I disappear for a while, usually between April and May, it's because 90-hour weeks and me don't get along very well. So it is what it is. I will, do what I can when I can. So I am just coming back in and adding some more contrast in there. And then I will go in and splatter all of the things here. So I'm using it's a very thin, long brush. I'm not even sure what this one is called. It's probably like a detail brush of some sort. But it's probably almost an inch long, and there aren't very many bristles. It's fairly thin, but it works great for splattering, like the thinner splatter. And I went with all of the colors and did it that way. And then I am going in and getting my watercolor wet again, just in that main area there, and then blotting some of that off to give it some more, kind of like you do with a distress ink, to get it to reactivate, and then it gives you a little bit more of that watercolored look that I was going for. And then I did add some metallic, my go-to lately, which is the Tattered Angels Shimmer Mist. I think mine is like Snow Queen or something. It's just got that iridescent shine to it. And then I die cut that out using an inside out stitched rectangle from Lawn Fawn. And then I'm just gonna place all of my images here and then as I go. And I was planning on putting all the eggs out with the colors, and then I just couldn't get it to look like I wanted it to. So I'm ending up, I will put them in order, in rainbow order, and I had a couple of extra buckets, so I didn't need the orange bucket, and I had colored 2 blue buckets for some odd reason, and so I had decided to put those on the inside. And then the rest of these I am just going to either go in with 3M foam tape to pop up, or with Big Mama foam tape because it's a little bit thinner to give me some depth and dimension there. And then I do put one of the paintbrushes in the bucket, and I tried to cut a hole in the bucket. I probably could have just cut the tip of the paintbrush off and nobody would have been wiser, but I did make my hole, so it did slide in there a little bit. And then I just popped that on there, and then I'll just glue the rest of the other paintbrushes. I don't know why that doesn't sound, I want to say pens and it wasn't supposed to be pens. Anyways, I glued the rest of those down haphazardly on my card, trying to make it look, I don't know, some sort of semblance. And of course I have to have an odd number of brushes because it just looked weird to me. I am using a sentiment on the inside from a Hero Arts kit. I want to say it was last summer's You Color My World kit, maybe. I don't remember. But that's where the sentiment comes from. And then I am using Kitsch Flamingo, Salty Ocean, and Wilted Violet to stamp that image down. And I did end up stamping it multiple times. Probably because I was, trying not to get my head in the way of the camera, and I wasn't getting as much coverage on there color-wise as I wanted to. And then I will use a Happy Easter sentiment from the Simply Spring Sayings from Lawn Fawn. And then I'm using a piece of black linen cardstock as my mat there. And then I added the You Are Extra Awesome stamp. It's also from that Simply Springs sentiment, or Say What Springs. That's what it is. Say What Springs sentiment set from Lawn Fawn. And then I used a piece of double-sided foam on the back to help flatten out that piece because it's a watercolor piece, so it tends to have a little, it actually wasn't too warped. I was impressed. But that keeps it flat and down there. And then my sentiment just looked really stark white against the splatters, and so I just painted that to match the rainbow that was below it. And then I will go in here and add some sparkles because, gotta have the bling. And I am using cave crystals from Trinity stamps again. I'm pretty sure that is my new favorite embellishment. I mean, I have a bunch of different options, and yeah, I'm just loving these lately. So I can't even say they stay on my desk because they don't. I put them back in the drawer by the rest of them, but I tend to grab them out every time. And they just add that iridescent, shimmery goodness. And yes, I probably overblinged it again. Has been per usual lately. Either I do all the bling or I don't add any. It is what it is. And that's me just counting because I always have to have odd numbers. I'm weird. So there is the card that you just got to see and the inside. And then this one I had started last year and finished it this year. So that is the finished one. And then I'm using the Magic Spring Sayings, I think. And there is the other one. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you subscribe, thank you.